Bing! Hello everybody and welcome to round 11 of 12 in GRS F1. We are going to Spain, the land of Carlos Sainz and many other Spanish people. Yeah, we're going to Spain. It's going to be boring. It's going to be good. No, it's going to be good. That's why we're here. We're here because it's good. What have we got? We got a 4.65 kilometer track with 14 corners. 2 DRS zones, one between start finish straight, turn 14 and turn 1, and one between turns 9 and 10. Lots of corners, high, medium to high downforce. Maybe some people will try and get a bit of straight line speed, but some overtaking into turn 1, which is of course the most popular zone. We have some sunny conditions here, which is not what we want to see. That is boring. I would much rather see some rain today to spice it up a little bit, but who knows? We've got 14 drivers out today. Both Williams of Villiers and Mai is back again. Oscar McCracken is here. Mitchell is here. Brian is here. Alyosha is of course here. Trying to seal the Constructors' Championship for McLaren. We'll get to that in a moment. Timo is here. Nathan Powers is here. Matt Bailey. Domen. John Ahern is here, reserving up today for Red Bull. The new team principal, of course, recently announced in the week. That's very big news for next season. He will have his pick of all the drivers for next season. Yerne is here, who's looking to wrap up his title after missing the first, 6 races. Or maybe it was less than that, but still shows how good he is. And we have Luke Mills, of course. And Bayode is reserving up, I believe, as well for the RB team today. Let's have a look at the standings. So we have drivers on the left and constructors on the right. As you can see, Yerne is currently leading by 19 points ahead of Luke Mills. And if the gap after today is 37, which means he outscores Luke Mills by 18 points, he will be crowned title today. Paco, to stay in it, cannot be outscored by Yerne by 4 points. Because there's 37 points available left available. Next week, because we have a sprint race, so lots of points available, pole position point, fastest lap point, so it's still technically possible if it's 36 points, but if it's 37, Yerne will have won it by the end of today. What else have we got? The Constructors' Championship McLaren are 69 clear of Mercedes. If that gap is 63 by the end of today, then they will have won the title. So Merc need to outscore by 6 points, which is probably not going to happen, because there's only one Merc and there's 2 McLarens, so we can pretty much rule that one out straight away. But anyway, let's get back to the action, because we do have a car on track in the form of Matthew Bailey, and let's go for a full onboard lap with him with minimal graphics. See what the first time is going to be that's set today. I have no idea what the times are. I did not see yesterday's qualifying session. Let's have a look and try and find what the F2 pole time was for a bit of reference. Let's see. Oh, I've actually opened onto it. F2 pole was a 11.5, I believe, unless he went faster. No, Sandro did 11.3 or 5. Can't tell because it's in purple. Whatever. Anyway, we'll say 11.5. So, see if Matt can challenge that lap time here on his opening run. I would say it's looked good, but I haven't been watching it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Here we are then, coming across the line for the first time of the day. It's a 12.0, so half a second off the pole time from yesterday. Next to cross the line is one of the McLarens doing an outlap. Next on a lap is Villiers, I believe, in the Williams. And I'm pressing all sorts of buttons. There we go. That is what we want to see. The delay on today's stream is really long. I don't know what's happened there, because Matt's only just crossed the line, really, and that was ages ago, so that's not good. But oh well. Villiers to the line does a 19.6, so he wasn't even on a lap, so that's always good. Timo's starting a lap. Anyway, let's watch the championship contenders. Where is Yerne? He's at the end of sector 1. He's done a 21.3. Let's bookmark that and remember that one. 21.3 for Yerne in sector 1 as Luke Mills does an 11.5. He matches F2 pole from yesterday, using a bit of the yellow curb is the McLaren there on the right hand side. No chrome livery today, or is it a chrome livery? It is a chrome livery. It looks the same from the TV pod camera. For Yerne, he's using all of that exit curb or entry curb on the entrance to turn 10 on the right hand side, and swooping his way through 11 and 12, coming up towards 13, where there used to be a ghost bump in one of the games. I don't know if it was this game or the last game, can't remember now. Flies through the final corner flat out, it looked like. And does an 11 too, that is very, very quick. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Vilius is completing his lap through the final corners. Bit of overtake before the two flat out right-handers. Is it going to be flat out, this one? It is. In 7th gear, bit of hot lap and then overtake to the line. Does a 11. 7 puts in P3 for now. Mitcher is in a Hassel who sets a purple sector 2 according to the game. So let's see how his sector 3 is shaping up. Tentative at the wheel as the rear tries to step out on power, but keeps it under control there. Flat out in overtake, actually downshifting in 6th gear for the final corner, and he crosses the line, does also an 11.2, a very, very competitive time from him. Timo, I assume, is always pulling into the pits. That's a bit unexpected. Oscar McCracken looks like he's starting another lap. What about John Ahern? He's on a lap. He's got 20% battery to use up to the line. That's a lot more than some other people, and he sets a 12.5. Alyosha is next across the line. He's run out of battery, and he only does an 11.9. Let's watch the rest of Oscar's lap, because he was starting one. Coming up towards the end of the first sector. What's it going to be? At 21.3, so on par with what Jerne did, a few hundredths down. He did a 3.01, we got a 3.50 from Oscar here. Bit of a lock-up on that front left into the left-hander of turn 6. 5 even, not even turn 6. But that's okay. Got the car slowed down nicely, and now using plenty of curb on the inside of turn 9. Going under the bridge and down into 3rd gear. Using a lot of curb there, even over the little orange sausage curb bits there that I thought may unsettle the car. They did not, as Brian in the Ferrari I think goes to P8 across the line. Yes, he does, and that's a bit wide for Oscar. That's going to invalidate his time, and he will pull into the box with that attempt. Looks like John's coming into the box as well. What about Bayode? Slowly getting on the power through turn 12. You can hear the car scraping along the ground a little bit, but that is okay as he comes across the line now, and he goes P10 with a 12.0. Matt Bailey is already out on a new set of tyres to try again, so we will once again watch his entire lap, I think. Yeah, because Timo's not doing a time. The Bay Harbour Gooner is, though, which is, of course, mine. Sounds like a name Lucas Hodes was put in, but oh well. 25% battery at this stage is quite low entering sector 3. Down into 3rd gear. I can barely hear the car from the off-board shots. Feels like we hear different cars. Honestly. Any nice helicam shots at Spain we need to try and catch out in this qualifying session as well. Using the full width of the track there, it's just very precision driving from Meyer, and he crosses the line, he goes P6 with an 11.8, so we've got 6 tenths covering the top 7, maybe even, well, actually, top 11 is 8 tenths, so that is interesting. We have the medium tyres for a McLaren of Jerne. That is an interesting choice, I've got to say. You know, let's throw it back to F2 Australia, where the medium tyres were amazing for myself in qualifying, setting my fastest lap of the weekend on that tyre in that sprint qualifying session, I think. Or was it the main quali? I can't remember. I think it was sprint quali. It was. Yeah. Anyway, Jerne throws it in. This could be, well, is he going to improve on mediums? If he does, then very well done to him. Hugging the right-hand side as we head to the first sector split. It's going to be another 21.3, but it's only 600ths down on his previous best. So not bad through sector 1, but sector 1 is pretty similar for everybody, I think. Of all the sectors, I'd say it's the easiest. This corner can be very tricky, as we've proven there with a little bit of a snap of oversteer. Running a bit wide, using plenty of curves where you've got to have a good car that bounces over the curves nicely for this track to get maximum time. He's 2 tenths down but on a medium tyre that is not bad at all. Heading into sector 3 now for the fast swooping corners. Particularly these two right-handers here are really going to get that front left working. And overheating on tyre wear in the race, that could be a place for people to save the tyres. He sets a 1:11.5, which is good enough for P3 despite being on a slower tyre. His teammate Alyosha is starting a lap. Let's compare the two McLaren's lap times. As we barrel into turn number 1. Again, using all the curbs as if they have maximum grip. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe they do. It's a 21.4. It took a while to appear in the top right there. Somebody joined the session. I don't know who that was. We'll see. I don't know. Is it Primos? Is he in? I have no idea who's just joined. We'll find out. Anyway, middle sector for Alyosha is a 50.3 total, 3/10 up on his previous best. So this is tracking for P4 at the moment. Could even snag a top 3 spot here if he has a good final couple of corners. Smooth steering for this section. Down into 6th gear, a little lift off the overtake. Using all the battery down to 0%. It's 11.5. It is P4. Only half a tenth behind Luke Mills. As we see Mitchell also starting a lap. One of the Ferraris is finishing a lap, but he does improve by a tenth. Goes up to an 11.4 himself. So extends his margin in P3 ever so slightly. Let's go back to who the hell was starting a lap. I forgot. Mitchell, that's what it was. That's why my finger was covered on top of the P2 button. Because I knew it was Mitchell. He's had a pretty shaky turn 4 there. Now barreling into 5. Good amount of overtaken traction on exit there. Into what I'd say is probably the trickiest corner on the track, maybe? I don't know. You can get it very wrong there. If you run wide, cut the corner, get on traction too early, it's easy to mess up. Into 10, he's marginally up. But he only needs to be marginally up to beat Yerne's time here and put himself on pole position. Almost running wide and exceeding track limits like we saw Oscar do earlier on in the RB. What's this going to be for Mitchell? Has he found time in the final sector to snatch pole position? He has. An 11.209 is the current time to beat for everybody. But to be fair, I do expect Yerne to do that. And to already bag a point for his championship challenge here. Timo is chilling once again, as he always does in qualifying, and that's a purple middle sector for Mai, allegedly. Let's see if he can live or prove that pace through the final corner. 11.4 for P4, narrowly behind Luke Mills' time. And in P3 and 4 there. Bayo is 1.6 tenths up here, which could gain him a spot or 2. If he finds even more, he could get P7 at best, beating his teammate. Let's see what he can do across the line. P9 for the F2 driver in 11.8. Mitchell should be pulling into the box. Primos has joined. It is Primos, so somebody. And Paco has joined as well. Everybody is in today. Wow. Maybe Merck will outscore McLaren and keep their hopes alive of a Constructors' Championship here. As the Williams gets out of the way, but very awkwardly so in a bit of dirty air. Meant a snap for the Alpine reserve here. Down into third. Gear twitchy on the exit. Sliding around. This is not the best opening lap from Primos we've seen here so far. How's his final corner going to be? He's got a bit of battery to use to the line. He runs wide, and that lap is not going to count. It was an 11.8. It would have put him P9, just ahead of Bayo, who just set the time. But yeah, it is not enough. Anyway, your championship leader is out first, ready to set a time. Nathan is AFK in the pit lane. Well, you know, Aston Martins are used to being at the bottom of the times this season, so maybe that's where he wants to be. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, you're Mitch. I read Shots Ahoy for some reason. Oh dear. What team are you at now, Mitch? I forgot. Are you at any team? Aston Martin has been completely revamped as Yerne's doing another warm-up lap. And for good reason, because all the Aston Martin drivers were terrible, it seems. And now they have had many replacements in that team. But unfortunately for them, I think they're still bottom of the constructors. I don't know. Mitch is in a Ferrari. Ah, yes. Lucas snapped you up. Is he even the TP? I forget these days. The transfers this season have been very confusing, as I say every week. So we'll see if next season has the same amount of activity, or the same rules for that matter. But yeah, anyway, for now, we have 2 minutes left to go of this qualifying session. And your championship leader is trying to get a point to extend his lead of pole position. And of course, give himself the best possible chance to win the race, especially around a track like this where it's very difficult to overtake. So we'll see how he does. We're going to watch his entire lap. Because I think... Could he get into the 10s? I think he can get into the 10s. And he starts his lap. 2 warm-up laps is very interesting. Or 2 out laps, if you want to call it that. Into turn 1 we go. Nice accuracy there. Nice nice hit commentary here. You can see I don't really care about this qualifying session. Oh no. Into turn 4. He's half a tenth up. It's a 21.25. Got on the grass a little bit on the inside as one of the Mercedes is causing a yellow flag by slowing down. Another well-hooked apex there as we head into what I have said is the most tricky corner on the track. And he proved me wrong, but absolutely nailing it. Small snap of oversteer as I flicked as the wrong driver. Flat out through turn 9, down to 24% battery, using all of it as we head into turn 10 and into sector 3. He's now a 10th up. Can he find those extra 2 tenths to get into the 10s? Right now this is tracking for pole position time. Is it going to stay that way? I don't know. As we head to the final runs of qualifying, this is it now. This is the one that counts. One more corner to go. What sort of time is going to be the benchmark for everyone to chase now? Yerno Dodgevan crosses the line. It's an 11-0, not quite in the 10s. Mitcher is straight away going to challenge him. And he can only do an 11-1. It's not going to be enough for him. Next up is Timo's on an outlap. He's starting his time. Alyosha to the line. Does an 11-5. Matt maintains his position in P5 at the moment. As we see one of the Williams coming to the line. That is Villiers starting a lap. Domin is finishing a lap. And he stays in P10. The checker flag is out. And Oscar McCracken is across the line, staying in P7. So Aston Martin has not made the line. So that's interesting. He will be starting down at the back. Mai is also pulling into the box. What about Luke Mills? Has he got anything to give? He's only matching his previous best. So it looks like it's going to consolidate P3 for him so far here. Crosses the line himself and does an 11-4 as well. Brian is next across the line. His Ferrari teammate runs wide at the final corner. Would have set a 13-8, so that's irrelevant. Timo, what are you up to? What are you up to? Mitch has done. Domin is done. Timo, you're in the gravel. Oh no. Oh no. Primoz though is not. He's picked up some gravel on his tyres from Timo, who's gone off the track. Is that going to cost him through the final corner? What's it going to be? Can he beat his teammate who's in P7? He goes P5 with an 11.5, and I think that's it. That is your lot. Paco doesn't set a time. Both Mercs 14th and 15th. This constructor's title is basically over at the moment. But Yerné is on pole. The championship leader, the guy who can wrap it up all today. has done part 1. Now for part 2. Bayode is not in. If he does get back online, you are welcome to add me, Bayode. But yeah, that's unfortunate that Steam is causing issues there for Bayode. Who are... Oh, we got 10 viewers now. Double figures. How many viewers has F4 got? Probably loads because Finn's commentating and people like to see him do badly. He's only got 5 viewers. This is incredible. This is incredible. Incredible. Is that a Sauber 1-2 in F4 at the moment? It is. Jake Bamford. Jack Cocaine P4. Oh. Was I supposed to click something? Whoops. Whoops. Oh well. Let's get the F1 stream back open. As it's cloudy. But I don't think there's any rain, because otherwise people would have said, oi, it's going to rain. You know. Did I actually show the... Oh no, I didn't get a chance to show the results. Well, you saw them, so... Hopefully you know. The race is wet. Are you joking me? Are you kidding me? I don't believe you. I don't see any rain. I don't see any rain. I see some clouds. I would love some rain. 3 clouds, 3 wet clouds. Oh my days, this is beautiful. See? At the end. Excellent. Is it going to be heavy rain? Or light rain? Probably light rain. Even if it's heavy, Inters are the best. I love wet weather in this game because it's the only tyre I can actually compete with other people on. They don't wear. The Inters do not wear at all. They do not wear. Oh my gosh, hold on. There's nobody in the pit lane. There's not a single person in the pit lane. What's going on? There's no fans at the top above the DHL signs. There's no fans below it. There's no people on the pit wall because the pit wall's cut off here. The only people in the pit lane are the 2 McLaren mechanics we can see. Or 4 McLaren mechanics. Wow. How boring. You see some wheel guns strewn on the floor in front of all the garages. Damn. Why is there no people? Oh my gosh. We have lights. We're ready to go. We have 4 red lights and now 5. And the lights are gone and they are racing and Yerne gets off the line pretty well, but so does Mitcher and so do the 2 behind in terms of Luke Mills and Mai. I'd love to see a better camera angle, thanks very much. It's 3 wide for second place at the moment with Luke Mills trying to go all the way around the outside. Mitcher holds on the inside line. And, oh, that's blurry. Why have we got a blurry shot? What's going on, game? That's terrible. And there's a spinner in the background. I've completely missed. I think that's Bayode and Nathan Powers getting involved with each other. But we got Yerne leading from Mitcher still. And then there's 3 wide further back with Brian up the inside of Timo. Timo trying to go around the outside on the hard tyres he is. They're going to have a difficult warm-up as we see a big swapper from his teammate Paco behind. Domin is also side by side with Matt Bailey here on the exit. He's on the mediums compared to those hards as well. Is he going to be able to hold on into turn 7? He absolutely is. Timo's up the inside of Brian, still getting a swapper on himself. And now under pressure from his teammate, side by side into turn 9. And that looks like that. In terms of, I don't know, stuff. Back to the leader. Yerne, he's opened up a 6/10 advantage ahead of Luke Mills. We see these 2 actually still fighting. Brian trying to stick his nose in, but there's no room. No room at the end there at the moment. So, oh, it's raining already. The rain is falling. The rain is falling already. So those on the hard tyres, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yerne's gone softs. He knew the rain was coming early, but the question is it going to be intermediates quickly? Is it going to be intermediates quickly? Why is this camera angle blurry? Who designed this game that made that camera angle blurry? That is so bad. So bad. Anyway, so those on the mediums I think have made a good choice. Why are these people on hards? So they just don't want the hards? They want to get rid of them early? I don't understand. Did they not think the rain was coming for a long time? Maybe. As we see Paco and Brian going for it side by side. Brian's trying to hold on and going to stick it up the inside of the next corner. The left-hander. He might actually hold on to this one. He's got the inside line for the turn 7 coming up here. And he does. Brian holds on to P11 at the moment. Very good, very nice. Who else is close? So this rain is already falling. This is very interesting because I don't think it's going to be wet until about halfway into the race, like wet enough for inters. So maybe the medium tyre runners have made the right choice, but it could be slippery. Difficult conditions for the drivers here. Early on in this race, we already see someone into the box. It's Primoz. He's gone for the intermediate tyres already. That is very, very early, considering it said halfway through the race on the pre-race forecast. I usually trust that pre-race forecast to mean at what point you need intermediate tyres, but maybe that's not the case. As Primoz is in, and we'll have to compare his lap times compared to everyone else. I don't think we actually got a full lap, so we might be able to... Where is fastest lap? Hello. There it is. 16.0. So if you beat that... No, you won't beat that. No, you won't beat that. They need to add a last lap time, please. It would be so helpful for situations like this. But we'll watch the gap to... we'll go gap to leader, actually. Gap to leader. 27.8 as he's come out. So we'll see if that goes down. I think it's too early, to be honest. Looking at the track, from what we can see, I think it's a bit too early for a switch to intermediate tyres, and that could cost him. He's 15.8 behind John Ahern. And he's 27, or was it 27 off the lead? It's now 28.5. He's already lost 9/10 of a second out the box. I really don't think that was the right decision from the Alpine reserve driver for today. But Mitchell is keeping with Yerne here. The DRS is still enabled as Luke Mills is also into the box. But look, it's getting a bit wetter on the floor. We can see track surface starting to change colour. And that is when you know the inters are maybe ready. So maybe Primoz has made a good decision here, going in that lap early. But I think this is the lap to go as everyone's into the box. Matt Bailey, Villiers, Dom and Timo. Nathan Powers is in. John Ahern is in as well. Will there be some sort of undercut on the guys out in front? And actually look at the soft tyres. They're all over the place after 4 laps. Mitchell is all over the back of Yerne here. They're going to be fighting for position and fighting for grip in these very, very difficult conditions, as he's almost sliding out of the track there. Really losing it. Yeah, it's Inters now. It's definitely Inters now. They can barely keep it on the road here, and I think Luke's going to gain quite a bit. Villiers is onto the hards. Oh no, that's not gone well for him. He's accidentally put the hards on as Mai's catching up to these guys as well. Yerne really holding these guys up on the soft tyres. They've died already. That's really not a good omen for those softs later on. Unless he made a big mistake. I don't know. Let's have a look at the gap to leader. 22.5. Luke could inherit the lead here. Surely everyone here in the top 6 is going to be into the pits here. Alyosha, are you going to double stack with your teammate? You are. Wonder how much time you're going to lose with this, as he nearly speeds into the pit lane, locking up both tyres. Bayo is also coming in. And there's the double stack for McLaren. That could lose them a bit of time. Oscar McCracken also in. Definitely an unsafe release there from the Haas. Where is Luke? He's coming. He's coming. There's his own opponent. Oh, he's going to slot in between a couple of them, I think. He's ahead of the Bay Harbour Gooner. And he's right alongside Mitcha pretty much. Gets the better run through turn 1. Can he capitalise on their potentially cold intermediate and send one up the inside of turn 4? Yerne's already gapped a second now on Mitcha. That gap was about 5/10 before they came into the box. So, ooh, that's a nice camera angle. I don't know what happened there, but this could be a good race for P2 at the moment. Keeping Luke in the title fight. Theoretically, on paper, but he's going to have to beat Yerne at some point, and that hasn't happened for several races, I don't believe. Let's go back to interval time, as Villiers did box, and he's now down in P16 again after having to make 2 pit stops because his team put on the wrong set of tyres. Unfortunate for him, as the Haas runs a little bit wide out of turn 9, maybe getting a warning early on in this race. So we're on lap 5, and we've already had our first round of pit stops onto the intermediate tyres. Rain falling on the opening lap of the race, which was very, very early. The question is now, is it going to dry up at any point, or are we going to be inters to the end? And if we are they going to need to box a second time? My instinct says no, because the inters don't wear at all. You can probably just drive to the end, in which case this race could become quite dull. But we'll have to hope it doesn't, as Matt Bailey gets a time penalty, so does Timo. Time penalties are, of course, a bit broken on this game, so we will get the race director at the end, if we can. Just obviously we couldn't see the quali screen for whatever reason, so that was good. It's Brian's 2 tenths behind a Haas. Both Ferraris are behind Haas's. As Villiers gets the 3-second time penalty himself out the final corner. That could be a hot spot for time penalties today. Yeah, I think it is rain the whole race. That's what we were told, but we were supposed to start halfway through. There's a question of this, if it like, oh, there's a dive bomb here from the Ferrari driver on the Haas. He's almost barged him out the way. I don't know if there was contact. I think that's a worldy move from Brian there. So we see some spray starting to come up now in these conditions. Yeah, I think it's going to stay inters for the whole race, to be honest. Which is an issue, as you guys can clearly figure out. Oh, but look at this. Timo's all over the back of both Alpines here, using none battery to get better traction in these conditions, having a couple stabs at it through turn 13. I mean, it depends how the game has simulated it, right? Because if it's dynamic, right? So I think it can dry up right at the end and not be shown on the, what do you call it, pre-race forecast. Shall I tell you about my dream for the weather in this game? It would take forever to code and be really unnecessary, or not unnecessary, really difficult, as Timo's thinking about a move. He's got great grip through the right-handers. It looks like that front right of the Alpine is basically floating as he tries to go around the outside. Can we have a good camera angle, please, game? That would be nice. Thank you very much. As Primoz trying to hold on the inside here, and they're still going to be side-by-side going into turn number 7. Primoz is holding on the Alpine there, but he runs a bit hot, and he's going to be compromised on the exits. Surely you can't go up the inside of turn 9. No, you can't. Absolutely not. Timo tucks in and uses the battery to go for it again. I'm assuming DRS is disabled because I didn't see that message pop up, but it clearly is too wet for that at the moment. I wonder if anyone put a wet setup on in quali seeing this forecast. Who knows? Who knows? Because they're all wrestling the car through here. We can see it's getting wetter. It's still getting wetter. At some point that may plateau though, as now Timo is all over the gearbox and he's using the battery. They're both using the battery, but I think that Alpine's got significant straight line speed to hold on here, almost forcing Timo off the track on the outside. He's going to go for it anyway. He's got the inside for the little kink of turn 2, but he doesn't quite have the traction to deal with that one. But that's a big slide for the Alpine that could put him under pressure. Timo's also sliding through turn 3. And again, he's not quite got the momentum to get up the inside of turn number 4. This is proving really difficult to overtake here in this track. Both Alpines holding on to their position. Oh, it's a big swapper on for Primoz, who then defends the inside well. This is good hard racing. It must be really fun to drive in these conditions and race hard like this, I've got to say. Another little kick of oversteer, easily corrected by Timo here. Oh, curb cam. That's nice. As they're all in the slipstream. In fact, one Alpine is now defending from the other. Matt Bailey, is he letting through his teammate? Or, I don't think he meant to, because he's now defending from Timo. He's got the inside line of turn 10. But Timo might... Oh, they're fighting each other now, the Alpines. This could get messy between them. I don't know which one's which. Matt Bailey is still holding on to Timo around the outside. And Timo's trying to follow him through. And he does get the position. So now it's an Alpine sandwich for the Mercedes driver. Timo is grippy. Maybe he's got grip hacks. No, he doesn't. So Timo, you've got past one Alpine, but it's not the one you probably predicted to get past straight away. What can you do about the one further ahead? As Matt Bailey gets another time penalty. That's surely going to be an instant warning. We're going to have a lot of time penalty reviews after this race, I think. because I think that's still a bug. Is it still getting wetter, do we think? I think so. Anyway, shall we talk about my dream for the weather in this game? Okay. There's two parts to this, right? And if they do one or the other, I'll be extremely happy. Which they'll never do, by the way. It's something someone would have to mod, or someone with no life would have to code themselves and be like, hey, Codemasters, do you want this? Right? Number one. They already have a system, as we see a move down in P15. John Hearn makes place. Anyway, number one is... we already have a system in the game where there's a percentage amount of water on track, as Timo's trying to go all the way around the outside late on the brakes at turn 10. That is not going to work, my friend. But he's setting it up very, very nicely, and Matt Bailey's really struggling. He's lost a second to these two. I will talk about my dream weather in a moment, but this is good racing. Flying through the final corner now. Can he get good traction to set up a move? Both Alpines have been slippery in the straight line. Primoz is defending, weaving all over the track here to try and defend from Timo, but Timo is now gaining in the DRS. Not even in the DRS. In the slipstream. Not quite got enough on the brakes to make a move. Nathan Powers has been passed at the final corner by Villiers, and maybe he'll try and get that move back. We will watch Timo's delta time to see if he makes a move here, but I think there's going to be an overtake here for P14. The Aston Martin on the inside of the Williams driver. I don't think he's got far enough alongside to really go for this one. It's a bit late. The Williams driver leaves space, and ultimately it was good that he did, because otherwise that could have been a collision between these two, as they're both fighting the grip in turn 3, and Nathan's got the better of it but has to move to the outside, because that's the only place there was space to go. Williams goes in a bit deep into turn 4. Nathan's trying to get on the power as early as possible. He's going to have the outside line for turn number 5, and then the Williams comes straight across at him and actually spooks him a little bit. He locks up both his front tyres, and they will remain in P14 and 15 at the moment. This is good racing. This is good racing as we're on lap 10 of 33, a third through this race almost. As Timo's now trying to go around the outside here. That is not going to work. No, it isn't. Didn't have the grip there. Lost the back end. And will still stay in P9 behind the Alpine of Primoz. Anyway, we already have a system in the game for a percentage of water on the track. That is shown in telemetry and in pre-race forecasting, like practice. You can see the percentage of water. I think it's percentage chance, but I think it's like percentage water on track, right? As Ferrari makes quick work of Matthew Bailey into turn 1. So why can't we customize that? Why can we only say light cloud or light rain, heavy rain? Why can't we say, hey, lap by lap, I want this amount of water per thing? So you can make some nice custom races. That would be cool. Whatever. That's a cool feature that I think is really easy to implement, but they won't do it. Number 2, the better one, dynamic weather. Let's make it ultra dynamic, okay? I'm talking, give me a weather radar, right? And the rain comes in from a certain part of the circuit. I want... Oh, hello. There's no room there, my friend. Around the outside, as Bayo gets a 3-second time penalty. Look at the track, it looks quite wet in this angle. The curbs as well. Almost looks like a sheet of ice from that camera angle. Maybe it's getting wetter as we see the goat tracks in the water. I think it's still getting a bit wetter here. Timo's struggling to get past. Anyway, weather radar. Give it to me, right? So that the rain starts in sector 3 and then gradually over a couple of laps fills the track, or doesn't fill the track. Maybe it's just raining in sector 3. Would that not be amazing? Now that would be really difficult to code and would probably take a lot of CPU power, but hey. As Timo goes for a late dive bomb, but it's not really a dive bomb because he wasn't even late on the brakes for that one. Big slide from the Alpine. Is this going to be a chance? I think Timo might slide in the dirty A, gets on the curb a little bit. Everybody's twitching around as it's getting wetter. It is definitely getting wetter. We can see the water on the surface of the track. And it's definitely getting wetter. More sliding through turn 4 this time. And actually, let's have a look at the top 3, because there's a DRS train for the top 7. Didn't even realise this. They've all closed up to one another. Maybe this is going to be a good race, you know. As some people wear their inters at different rates. The question is, can any of these drivers actually get past one of their rivals? Will it take a mistake from someone to be passed by another driver? Alyosha is all over the back of Oscar, and he's got a great run here. Look at them filtering through. It's getting wetter. I'm telling you, it is getting wetter. I agree. Let's turn DRS on in these conditions. Absolutely. As Paco on the Timo's got him. I've missed it. I can't believe I've missed it. Primoz has made a mistake. But we're going to see Paco going all the way up the inside of Alyosha here into turn number 1. They're both side by side here. Alyosha holding on with the better grip around the outside. That was decent little racing there. Luke Mills is also only a 10th and a half off his rival. He might be able to send one on the inside of Mitchell into turn 4. I don't think so though. Backs out of it. Let's watch for any more moves. As what's happened to Timo? He's made a mistake and he's lost 2 places. Both Matt and Primoz now have got past him, and I'm missing all the action. This is poor TV direction from myself. Who knew in F1 there was too much to look at all of a sudden? Timo, you've tried to go around the outside here about 3 or 4 times now, and I don't think it's going to work for you. He's... Ooh, was there enough space there? But now they're going to be side by side going into turn 7. He almost got glued off the track, did Timo. And ultimately, Matt Bailey this time holds on. I didn't even realise he was the Alpine who's got ahead now. Primoz is behind Timo. These 3 are going to be racing all race long, it looks like. A nice Alpine sandwich. As we can see, great graphics of the game in wet conditions. Weather is on ultra high, I'll have you know, ladies and gentlemen. Ultra high graphics. So if you don't think this is ultra high, then maybe you're right. In fact, to be fair, on stream it could look rubbish. The bitrate may struggle. Who knows? Anyway, Timo's all over the back of Matt Bailey, and I think he's happier that this is the Alpine in front of him. He's already got past him once. Can he do it again? He's in the slipstream. He's using his battery. We're going to have a look at the top 7 in a minute, because they are very, very close. But this is a move for P9 to the outside line. We've seen Alyosha dance around the outside here, but not really. On this occasion, trying a switchback, maybe another switchback into turn 3. Trying to put the power on around the outside, going all the way around the outside. This is supreme driving from Timo, who now tries to go to the inside and then to the outside again. Which way does he want to go? He's swooping around the outside of turn 3, and he hasn't got past. Matt Bailey holds on. Timo now around the outside again. Try and find an inside line, won't you? But he's got good traction this time, and he's been left the space, but he's still on the outside line. I don't think it's going to work. Ooh, there was a crunch. I think Primoz has run into the back of Timo a little bit there. Matt Bailey is under pressure now, surely not up the inside of this corner, no. As Alyosha gets Oscar as well, we still haven't seen an overtake in this race, even though we've seen brilliant racing, because I keep watching the wrong cars. What a joke. What a joke. Come on, Timo, do an overtake. I need to see an overtake on my screen. As it's really raining. Now, is this heavy rain? It sounds pretty heavy. It looks pretty heavy. This is pretty heavy rain, if you ask me. Yeah, it's heavy rain now. Lap 15. Difficult conditions get even harder as Primoz pulls into the box. He must have got front wing damage for tapping the rear of Timo, because it's not time for wets. It's never time for wets in this game. Timo, you can't go around the outside there. You can't go around the outside there. You can't go around the outside there. They're still side by side. He's going to have the outside for turn 3 again. You can't go around the outside here. But he can, dancing with the steering wheel. But he's still side by side. Matt Bailey's shoving it up the inside. You can't go around the outside again, can you, Timo? He's still around the outside. Look at the wheel control. And now he's got the inside line for turn 5. This is the one they all want. Has he done the hard work to make it pay off? Is he going to push out his rival? He leaves the space for Matt Bailey. But now finally Timo has the inside line. They've been side by side for 4 corners. And there we go. The move is done at last. What a move. That gets a round of applause. And look at the rain now. The rain is screaming down, if that's even a word. It's raining cats and dogs here in Barcelona. And the top 7 are still very, very close. The only move we've seen is Alyosha on Oscar, and of course Timo getting past for P9 at last. I wonder if he'll catch up to Brian. He looked pretty quick, did Timo. He had great grip around the outside there on 3 occasions. That was very good. Is there an overtake of the week, mate? You should make an overtake of the week. That would be class. Nathan, when you watch this back, if you watch this back, you're a social media man, you need an overtake of the week. Because that's won it already. I haven't even seen any of the other races, even though they've already happened. But that's won it. Incredible. Right, place your bets. Who's going to be one to make a move here in this top 7? I think Alyosha, he looks quick. As Primoz is out in the pit lane. Why did he go on to wets? This guy does not know the video game. Wets are bad. It's an accurate simulation of real life. The wets are irrelevant. Only if the race is red flagged would it be wet weather conditions. And shock horror everyone, there's no red flags for wet weather in this game, I don't think. Anyway, lap 16. The top 7 are all in a DRS train without DRS. Because the rain is heavy. It's full wet conditions, but the inters are going to be better, and I don't know how long these full wet conditions are going to last. In fact, the inters may still be faster, we don't know. There is a line visible, which can help some people as Paco pulls into the box. Is this going to be for wet tyres? Or fresh inters? It's fresh intermediate tyres, he's gone for an undercut. He does not think you can make it to the end. Which is strange, because I think you can, particularly when it's even wetter like this. I don't know, maybe you can't. I don't really know. Who's that? Oh, that's Primoz. Never mind. Oh, I'm so glad it's raining this race. If this was dry, this would be the most boring race ever, I can guarantee you that. But this has made it good. And it's raining heavily. Alyosha, you've got an entire battery pack. Let's use it to get past Mai here. Mate, I would love some rain in Spain. Come on. Let's not diss the rain. Rain is good. Anyway, Thomas, you are the rain master, I've heard. Oh, hold on. We have to pay our respects. Bow down to our F3 champion in the chat. Thomas Underhill. F3 champion. He's finally won a title. Can't believe it. He's dominated the entire championship. He's won by like 100 points. What a goat. I'll be seeing you in F2 next year. Unless I get demoted, which is extremely possible because I didn't finish in the top 20 in a 20-man championship. Yeah. Ooh! Oh, sorry. I thought I saw some debris on the ground. There was no debris. Never mind. Never mind. As Brian's into the box, as Oscar sliding through turn 1. Brian, are you going to be undercut by Paco? Or were you already ahead of Paco? No, you're already behind Paco. What am I talking about? He's miles behind Paco. Miles behind. Come on. Somebody look like they're going to do an overtake. I believe. Alyosha, I believe. If you just do what Timo did and go around the outside at every corner, at every opportunity, eventually you'll get through. This is some heavy rain in Spain. Heavy, heavy rain. Oh, we have a prediction. The Bay Harbour Gooner to win. Is that because he's a Williams driver, by any chance? Could be. Could be. Also, I've just spotted another DRS train. Has Alyosha got a good run here? No. I've spotted a DRS train with Bayo, Paco and Dom, and Paco's on fresh inters. He should carve through these guys. Let's see if he can do so. Or are they going to hold him up? Timo now boxes. He wants fresh inters. So does Dom, and he wants fresh inters too. Anyway, Paco in the slipstream with the overtake pack engaged. Is it going to be a late lunge up the inside here? He might have the grip on the fresh tyres. He absolutely does. Look at that, sliding into turn 1 and into the lead. Not even to the lead, into P8. But there you go. Nice move there. Not as good as Timo's move. Nothing. If I do interviews today, I should just drag Timo in just to talk about that overtake. I don't care about the top 3. I don't care about the championship. The championship is currently being won by Yerne. And the Constructors is currently being won. As there's a yellow flag. Nathan, what have you done? You've retired in the pits. That is not good for Aston Martin. Another DNF. Another no point score. The green machine has gone from, what, 3rd in last season, I think, overall, to like last. It's gone very badly. And I can shit on them now because I'm not even part of it anymore. I fired myself. Oh, Matt's passed him back with worn tyres. What a goat. What a goat. Paco must have gone in too deep into turn 10. And now he's all sliding around in the dirty air. But surely this will be an easy pass because he falls into the box. Paco back up into P7. And now he's undercut his way. As Matt nearly speeds into the pit lane. He has undercut his way, surely, into the lead. Right? Surely he's into the lead by now. Or, if he isn't by now, in a couple of laps' time. So the question is, are these guys going to the end, as I said they would be? And if they are, can Paco catch 19 seconds in 13 laps and pass 6 cars to win the race? I don't know. But that's what we're here to find out. That is what we're here to find out as Domen gets past Matt, who's coming out the pit lane. What's John Ahern up to? He's going to be lapped soon. He's put on a fresh set of tyres as well. Maybe he won't be lapped. Oscar's lost what would be DRS in dry conditions. Oh my gosh, it's dark outside. It's like 8 o'clock. This is sad. This is pretty sad. As into the box comes Luke. He's decided he's not going to make it to the end. And he's gone for an overcut on Paco, but an undercut on the rest, more importantly. Oscar's in as well. So Paco should get both of these guys, right? Or has he been held up enough by traffic to mean this is not a viable option? Is the rain getting lighter as well? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look, although I've got to say the dry line is wider. Dry line is wider than it was. Is that just down the start straight? And yes, Paco has undercut all the way up to P5. Is Bayo going to get an undercut on his teammate as well? I think he is. He's going to sandwich between them as he comes out the box. As he comes into turn 1, rather. Interesting. Paco, 18.5. He's gained a second on that previous lap. He could win this race. What a drive that would be. He started like last, didn't he? He didn't set a time in quali. Okay, I think it's getting drier, but what do I know? As Oscar McCracken gets past Bayo. Some would say that's an orchestrated team move. I just think it's superior grip for the new Inters. Alyosha is still all over the back of the Bay Harbour Gooner. Or Mai, as he's also known. Or maybe it's not mine. That's just what Jack called him, the previous F1 commentator. Come on, Alyosha. I'm expecting big things here. Expecting big things. Big things. Maybe we have more chance of an overtake if we switch on to the guy who's already done an overtake in this race. Teammate Games. Come on then, cool your tyres down. Get in his slipstream. And let's see you overtake Ryan here. But more importantly, catch up to Villiers and Bayode on old intermediate. 17 lap old at this point. That is a very long time. And if they go to the end, that's going to be 28 laps old. Because it's still raining heavily though. Heavy rain falling. We now have a top 4 out in front. Paco is undercut to the lead, but is he gonna? Are they gonna pit the top 4? Or are they gonna stay out? And if they do stay out, Can they keep Paco behind? Timo's gained 3 tenths in the last sector there. He was 7 tenths back a little while ago. And he's slowly closing in on Brian. Bold Brian, as Alyosha gets a 3-second time penalty. Whether that will be removed, that was at the final corner. I think that is a tricky spot for warnings. We'll see about that. As more big slides for the Mercedes driver on board with him. Once he gets past Brian though, I really think he can get back into the pack. Chase down, maybe even Oscar. We will see. He's got to get past first, and that is not easy, as he's found out already in this race. It is heavy, heavy rain here. I cannot believe how much rain we're seeing. But ultimately, he's not close enough yet. Let's go back to Alyosha, who is very close. But is he close enough to go for a late lunge on these tyres? Paco now 15 behind these guys. He's gaining like crazy. But is he going to have the tyres to overtake them when he gets there? Because he will get there. I think. What does he need? 10 laps. He needs about a second and a bit. Second and a half a lap. That's just to get Alyosha, to get the lead. He probably needs to gain about 2 seconds a lap to have a chance of winning this race. We'll forget the penalties for now. But that's going to be very interesting when Paco gets there. I think he will. Not sure if he'll win. Anyone pulling into the box? No. It's a bit too late now. You've been done by your rivals. You've got to commit to the strategy you're on. And go for it. What's going on in F4? Anyone know? I'll wait 30 seconds of stream delay because it's pretty bad today for some reason. I'm a bit surprised Yone hasn't pulled away, but you know, it shows the caliber of drivers in this tier. Keeping up with him. I feel like Alyosha is the quickest man on track in these conditions, but he can't show it. If you put them out at equal distance apart, I think Alyosha would win. There you go, I said it. Because he's always been on the rear wing of whoever is ahead of him at the moment. Here comes Paco though, flicking his way through turn 7. 12 seconds the gap now. He's definitely gaining those 2 seconds a lap. So will it be? Ooh. This is going to be very, very interesting. Let's look at the gains of Alyosha there on the Williams from the heli cam. Look at the spray coming off the tyres as well. Still plenty of water out there. Plenty of water falling from the sky as well. As he gets a great run through the final corner, but then he's slightly compromised on the exit, running a bit wide. Didn't get a warning though, and look at the straight line speed of the Williams pulling away. They've both got overtake on, but that Williams is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line in these conditions. And that maybe is why Alyosha is not able to get past. It's going to take a decent sized mistake from the Williams driver to allow the McLaren to get past, or some more tyre wear, I suppose. Look at the Hardy fans watching on. What is a potential double championship winning moment, as there's Alpine taking the wrong route. He's decided to go back a few years for the fun of it. Why not? And now he's into the box to retire from the race. Down to 13 runners in this race. One more gone, and John Ahern will get a point, unless that is him. So I wonder if that will happen, but I think everyone is going to go to the end here from now. 14 viewers. Oh, people know it's a good race. That's why they come watch. It's incredible. As John goes up into 13th after that retirement. And Mitchell now gets a 3-second time penalty. at that same final corner that's caught out so many others. Catches out the Haas driver in P2, so they've all got penalties 2, 3 and 4. Which means Yerne does have a buffer for the win, unless these pens can be removed. So it's looking very likely now that Yerne will be your season 11, it is season 11 isn't it, champion. It is season 11. Which means I might have to interview him. Oh. Timo is still behind Brian, but they've both caught up to Villiers, which could be interesting. It is very difficult to pass at this track, which is a shame because I quite like the track, got to say. I mean, I like quite a lot of high downforce tracks, so whatever. As the Ferrari runs a bit wide, is this going to be a chance for Timo to send one? Don't think so. It's going to have to be some move around the outside if he wants to have a go here. Maybe he'll set it up for the next corner. Tries to get a good exit, and ultimately straddles the curb a little bit. That is not going to be enough. Maybe into turn 10 is your next opportunity if you get a good run through 9. It looks like the Ferrari has... what button have I pressed? There we go. Ferrari has held onto his car. And will maintain P10 for now. Alyosha 3/10 behind the Williams, but again the Williams extending in a straight line. That illegal Mercedes engine, is it maybe? I don't know. Maybe Thomas has put in some extra boosters. He's had a poor run through there though, and he could be under pressure here. If Alyosha gets a good go of it, he's trying to pull to the right hand side already. He's going for it, overtaking Gage, but again the straight just runs out before there's a chance to send one. He will have to be patient, he will have to wait even longer as Domen now gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's see what Timo can do. Keeping an eye on Alyosha's delta time, or interval time rather. Big slide for Timo in the dirty air. Alyosha's a 10th behind. It's not enough. Not enough for the McLaren driver. Lap 27 of 33, and this rain is showing no signs of getting lighter. We're in for the long haul here. Paco is 4.8 behind Alyosha, which means I think you need to get a move on. If you don't want to be vulnerable, you need to get a move on and overtake the Bay Harbour Gooner. And the Bay Harbour Gooner's got to be thinking, I've got to get past Mitchell here, who's now losing a bit of touch to Yerne. Maybe he's the cork in the bottle here. Let's see this time around. Bay Harbour Gooner, are you going to gain on your car ahead? You are. Alyosha stuck with you quite well on this occasion though, and there's Paco lurking in the background. 5 laps to go, 3.9 seconds to catch and 4 cars to pass. That's a difficult challenge, but it is possible. And it would be some victory, as that's a huge slide for the Williams, and now Alyosha's going to try and pull alongside. This is his chance. This is a huge moment in the race. He's through up into the podium places on the inside, but he's going to have to hold on to that because he does not have the straight line speed. It could be difficult as Villiers has been passed by Brian here, and Timo's trying to go round the outside of him. And there's a little bit of wheel banging here and side-by-side action as Timo still tries to get it. And he does. Forced his way through, barged his way through almost, but big slide out of that corner. Nearly loses it. But ultimately gets up into P10, and now they can chase after Bayode for P8 and 9. Can Brian and Timo. Paco 2.2 behind the top 4. It's going to get spicy, and once again Alyosha proving me right by being all over the gearbox of the car ahead at the earliest opportunity. I think he's the fastest man on track, as Mitch is now 1.6 behind Yerne. He's losing heaps of time now. His tyres are finished. Alyosha will want to make quick work of Mitchell, and maybe can make a run at his teammate if he's got that sort of pace. But who has got pace is Paco. As we cross the line, we've got 5 laps to go. Yeah, 5 laps to go as we cross the line. And Paco has arrived. The Mercedes man. P3 in the championship. Right now, Is Yerne winning it? That is a good question. Is he winning it today or next week? I need to do maths. Somebody do maths for me, please. What have we got? He's winning. He's getting 26 points because he got pole. Luke is currently getting 8 points, which is just enough. Just enough. He is winning at the moment. He is winning the title at the moment. Yeah, he is. There you go. The McLaren are winning the Constructors as well. So 2 championships are being won in 5 laps time as it currently stands. But Paco will have something to say about that. Because if he can overtake Yerne for the win of this race, well, championship carries on till the final round. But he's running out of time to do so. He's on the back of the Bay Harbour Gooner. He's got to make it count as soon as possible now. If he wants to keep his hopes alive, and anyone's hopes alive, of a championship here. As John O'Hearn gets a 3-second time penalty. And here we go, Paco. You've got 4 laps to get past 4 cars. You've also got to close a 1.7 second gap between Mitchell and Yerne. That could be challenging. But you have to get past the Williams here if you want any chance of this. Overtake engaged for both of them. What's the straight line speed like? It's better than Alyosha's because he's gaining on the Williams. Is he going to go to the outside? I would go to... He's gone late on the brakes to the inside, and he's absolutely sent it. The Williams has turned in on him slightly, and Paco's taken to the escape road. I don't think he needed to do that. Is that going to be a legal move? Did he make the corner? All will be asked at the end. I thought Yerne needed an 18 points. He did. Yeah, he's outscoring Luke by 18. He is winning right now. He's on 19. He needs 18 more points than Luke. He's on 18. Right now. He's getting 26. Luke's getting 8. Which is 18. Am I correct? Please. You'll reply in 30 seconds. Anyway, Paco, 1.2 seconds to the next car, which is Alyosha. And Mitch has closed up a couple of tenths on Yerne, actually, as Alyosha has a bit of a slide through turn 9. Oh, there's cars all over the place here. It's Timo and Bayo. Well, Bayo is under pressure from Brian here around the outside of turn number 7. Not going to work out for him. Timo's lurking in the wings to try and get both of these guys. And is he going to set one up now into 9? Surely not. It's going to be turn 10. Alyosha is 2 tenths behind Mitch as well for P2. Here we go, Timo. You're going to send one to the inside? No, because it's covered off. He has to go to the outside line. Round the outside of turn 10 on the Ferrari. Is he going to make the move stick? Doesn't look like it, as the Bay Harbour Gooner gets a 3-second time penalty. Where is Paco? I don't think Paco's going to make a lunge. Is he going to make a lunge? No. He needs to get past them quickly if he wants to win this race. 2 seconds the gap now out in front. As Mitcher is struggling. Luke's got past the Bay Harbour Gooner, who's losing pace. Tom, you cursed him in the chat. This is it for Paco. He's got to make a move now. Surely he's got a good run on Alyosha. Mitcher's really struggling now. 2.3 seconds the gap out in front. Timo's all over the side of... Oh my goodness me. He's pushing a Ferrari round. And they're still glued to each other, are they? They're still going for it. Side by side, he's actually let through the Ferrari because of the contact made, which is fair enough. Paco, you've got to make a move now. You've only got 2 laps after this one. And you've got 3 cars to overtake. To keep your championship hopes alive. He tries to send one to the inside of turn 10, but Alyosha's just about got enough grip to hold on to that. But will he be able to hold on around the outside of turn number 12? Here goes Paco. Superior grip on those 14 lap old inters compared to 26 lap old intermediate tyres. It's not enough. And this is crucial for the championship. The McLaren drivers may be working together here as we head on to the penultimate lap of the race. Paco gets a 3-second time penalty. That is basically it. As the Bay Harbour Gooner gets another one. That's 9 seconds for him. Wonder if they will be removed. But here goes Paco for the podium potentially. Round the outside of turn number 1. And through in the braking zone, maybe? Yes, he does hold on to it. That's a wonderful move from him. As Oscar's now got past the Bay Harbour Gooner too. I should say my, but his name's just... I like his name. Good name. What's Timo up to? Brian's actually 1/10 behind Bayo. He's going to try and go around the outside just like Paco did. Not quite allowed to on this occasion. Will he have a go into 4? You know, in the wet, there's actually loads of overtaking opportunities on this track. In the dry, the braking distances are not long enough. But in the wet, we've seen some fantastically hard-fought racing here today. And here goes Brian again, proving us right. He's got the grip. He's going to have to go around the outside of this corner, which then leads to the outside of the next corner as well. It's not helpful. Timo's tucking in behind, trying to watch on. Bayo's still got his car there on the inside as Paco's on Mitcher, though. We want to see this. He's gone up the inside of turn 10. He's got 2 of them, and I've missed it. What am I doing? What am I doing? He's into P2. Oh, I feel bad. That's terrible TV direction. I was too busy watching Bayo and fucking Brian. Oh, I've missed a double move. What's the point anymore? What is the point? 2.6 seconds. You cannot close this in 1 lap. There is no way. The race is surely done. But that must have been a worldy move from Paco, and I missed it. Bloody hell. I don't know what Thomas has just said. You should tell me in commentator in the actual chat. I will look at that in a moment. But anyway, we're on the final lap, and Yerne is 2.7 clear of his nearest rival Paco. If there was one more lap, maybe, it might be a different story. But as it stands, and if there weren't many penalties in this race, it might be a different story. But as it stands, Yerne is on to win the title. He's won, I think, all the races he's participated in but 1, maybe 2. It's been an absolutely dominant season from him after returning to the game late on. He's got 1 sector to go now on 28 lap old intermediate tyres. 2.2 seconds clear of his nearest rival Paco. Currently P3 in the championship standings. Luke is P5 though. So what am I talking about? The show goes on. The show goes on. Oh dearie me, I can't do maths. I didn't notice Luke was P5. Well, either way, it's still been a dominant performance from Yerne. He's kept these Inters tyres going all the way to the end. What a camera angle as we cross the line. Yerne wins in Spain, in a very wet and damp Spain. Paco is P2. Mitcher takes 3rd, which Luke then gets on penalties at the moment, provisionally. Oscar McCracken takes 4 provisionally on penalties, but I don't trust any of these penalties. Mitcher is P5, Alyosha 6th, Behar Baguna or Mai in 7th. Brian is going to take 8 on the road at the moment. But yes, Timo actually grabs 8th on penalties. Crashing across the line is Bayo. Phileas is in 10th as he absolutely murders the back of Bayo. And John Ahern will be the next one to cross the line. And the final one to cross the line. So yeah, Yerne does not win the title yet. I was almost premature with that, but we did understand it. But we do have to announce that McLaren have won the F1 Constructors title here. And I don't know if that is their first of the 4 or the last of the 4, because I think they're going to win all 4. They've absolutely dominated every category this season. It's been a masterclass from Finn Harley Kitteridge, the team principal, and his recruitment and his drivers. Yerne, what a signing mid-season. He looks like he's going to take this title, but it does go down to Belgium, with Paco and Luke both having, I think... No, Paco is out of it. Paco is out of it. It's between Luke and Yerne for the end. So yeah, but McLaren, congratulations, you've won the Constructors title. So then, hopefully, please, game, let me see the race director. We're not going to watch the podium because I need to see... Ah, there we go. Oscar gets cleanest driver. Fastest lap went to Yerne. He gets a point for that as well, which I may have forgot about. But he has not won the title yet, provisionally. Let's have a look at the race results real quick. There you go. Now, I'm going to get the race director. Please don't crash the game. Good. Here is your race director for everyone who needs it, because it may be needed, because there's probably some like treble warnings in here. I mean, that's a double warning. That's a double warning. That's like 5, 6 warnings. So yeah, there could be lots of pen removals here. Look at that, is so bugged, it's crazy. I have exported the results. I'll do it twice just to make sure. So there you go, Yerne wins, but he hasn't won the title yet. Paco P2, what a drive from him, 15th on the grid. Luke Mills takes third, but again, I do think these pens will be removed. Oscar, Mitchell, Alyosha, blah, 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 and 3 DNFs. There you go. Should we have some interviews? I fancy interviews today because that was actually quite good. It was quite good. I don't know who to interview though, because like I don't know who to interview because because people got pens and then they'll probably get removed. Who wants an interview? You can have one. There we go. I like this answer. Let's go get in the interviews. David, if you want an interview, you can have an interview. I'd love to interview you about your move to Kick Sauber. I think it was class. Timo wants to do top 5, but as I said, there's many penalties that will be removed because many people got like 4 warnings in one go. Anyway, since he's here first, we're going to get straight on with this. Luke is in the interview room, so we're going to say hello. Hello. I need to unmute you. That would be good. Right, now you can say. Well, a wet race, which actually provided more entertainment than some other dry races because the moves were so hard to work for. I don't even know if you did make an overtake, but ultimately, take me through your race and also the strategy decision to pick onto a new set of inters at the end. How was it?
Yeah. Well, I initially was about to start on hards, and it started raining on the grid, so I swapped to mediums last second because I couldn't pick up a set of softs in time. Although, to be honest, I used softs wouldn't have even been alright for 5 laps, which I think it was before we boxed. So yeah, got away with one there. I boxed a lap earlier for the first set of inters because I was struggling more. And it literally put me directly where I was. So the lap I boxed and the lap they boxed was like equal. So I mean, that was alright. And then I noticed Yerne was slowing down a bit to obviously preserve his tyres. But the problem was, because he's just that much quicker than everyone, he can drive at our like pushing pace, or nearly at. We're not quite pushing fully, but enough for us to still get more tyre wear than he would. So he's obviously going to be able to conserve better. They all dropped off even more later on. But yeah, I was not confident on making it to the end because I was at like 50% on that 20. So
oh wow,
I decided to box, and to be honest, I'm happy with how it went. Paco boxed earlier. I kind of had realised he boxed into traffic, so I waited until that traffic had cleared before boxing.
Yeah, he did.
Managed to come out just in front of Bayode, which was crucial because obviously Oscar boxed at the same time as me. I had a late turn in as well because the game, like, as I was just pressing random buttons on my way. I wasn't even in the pit lane, and it had given me a late turn in, which made no sense.
Nice.
So that's a good glitch, but whatever.
A new one as well.
Yeah, and then I got to the end. Paco hit those guys in front first. I saw him go completely off track at one point when overtaking my, I think.
Is that turn 1? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he should have gave that place back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like it was. Well, it looked like it was done, and then he cut the corner anyway. So it was a weird one. I'd have to watch it back from his point of view, especially.
What if he's gone off and then kept a position? Then I don't know, I guess I'd probably report it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to get past mine. I took it carefully, kept the car on the inside. Slid a little bit on the outside. We had a slight bump, but then ran the outside to the inside of turn 3, and obviously the better grip helped. And I caught up to Alyosha, but not close enough to do anything. I think on the next, if we had an extra lap, I would have tried to move at some point, I would guess, due to grip advantage, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, I mean, I'm just happy to consistently get, on the podium.
You'll still technically have a chance at the title. It would need to go
Technically, yeah.
very right.
Yone would have to not turn up, but
Probably, yes.
I think the gap, he gains 10, no 11 because of the, and no EFS is up as well, 12. So the gap
It's
is
32. No,
Is it
31.
32 or
31. 31.
he'd probably won it in the sprint next week, I'll be honest. But
Yes.
you know what? That's fine.
Well, I nearly called him winning it, so I'm glad I didn't. Because I realised he got up to 5th. I was like, oh, he hasn't won it yet. Okay. And then you got on the podium, which... Do you think you're going to keep the podium? I don't know what these penalties are
Well,
like
my
in this
logic
game.
is it normally gives 3 warnings in one go. So I would predict that Alyosha and Mitty both had 3 legit warnings, so they'll finish on 3 seconds each, would be my guess, rather than the 9. But obviously if it gave them more than that, then they can get that removed. But I think the general thing is normally 3 warnings it gives in one go. And I assume, well, obviously they'll keep one of the warnings unless they were on the track, because it can sometimes be a bit weird with you actually being on the white line.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they were off, then they'll have 3 warnings each, I would predict.
Long day for the stewards,
Yeah.
I think, to be honest.
If they report it correctly, yeah, because there's been other
Yeah.
tiers where people have had the same thing and they've just not reported it properly at all, like they're not showing it properly. So yeah.
Anyway, it seems like you were the only person to take up my offer of an interview, which is... thank you.
Everyone else.
It is rude. Shocking. Especially Timo, who did Overtake of the Week. You need to see that. Wonderful. Anyway, we are done. Next week is Belgium. It's a sprint race. It's going to be a long day. And it's going to be championship defining in all the tiers and maybe the overall positions, because we're the last race of the day along with F4. So, yeah. Until then, goodbye.